Hey everyone, and welcome back to GameStop TV. My name's Cole Watson.
And I'm Obram LaMarche, his intimidating yet kind-hearted alien companion.
And after months of getting sidetracked and dragged into a series of zany sci-fi adventures, we have finally made it to the vacation spot to which we've been heading all along, the Paradise Planet.
Probably not a great idea to say its name on air, remember?
Haha, yes, good call. Yeah, the name of this planet translates super, weird into English. So, for the last time this year, Bonnie, Sean, let's just have a super chill, relaxing Hidden Gems where nothing insane happens. Take it away. Let's start things off with the physical version of what was not only one of my favorite games of last year, but what I think is one of the best games to release this console generation, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. If you keep up with the world of video games, you've probably at least heard of Hellblade by now. Since its original launch on the PS4 in April of 2017, it's taken home 20 major awards and garnered praise from fans and critics alike, and for very, very good reason. Hellblade follows Senua, a woman suffering from psychosis, trudging her way into Helheim, otherwise known as Norse mythological hell, in an attempt to rescue the soul of her deceased lover. Now, I'm gonna come back to the psychosis in a minute, but let's just focus on Helheim for a second. The visual direction in this game is terrifying. From the persistent, ominous visual trickery to the unholy creature design, traversing through the game's world is exactly what I would picture a stroll through the underworld to be like. These stark visuals pair perfectly with the unparalleled sound design, which I highly recommend you experience in headphones for the fullest effect. Now, since I'm not exactly qualified to speak on the subject of this game's representation of psychosis and its impact in the world of destigmatizing mental health, I'm gonna hand it over to this quote from Professor Paul Fletcher, a neuroscientist who helped work on the game. He said, quote, "It's been refreshing to see a representation of psychosis in which the person isn't just a sort of passive receptacle for madness. Senua is the hero of her own story, trying to make sense of her experiences and work her way through them. In representations of mental illness on screen, you usually have the illness first and then a two-dimensional character attached to that. In this case, the character is fully formed and they are not defined by their condition." So, you got great gameplay, great visuals, great sound design, great writing, great representation of a marginalized group, and if that weren't enough, it's only $29.99, and it's on both the PS4 and Xbox One. I wholeheartedly endorse giving Ninja Theory your dollars, so do yourself a favor and willingly drag yourself into hell when Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice rots the flesh off your limbs very soon. Next, we have Subnautica, another highly reviewed surprise indie hit getting a physical release this month. Subnautica is an open-world underwater survival game taking place on the distant ocean planet 4546b, which Obram tells me is actually a real planet.
Yeah, that's true. I had a friend in college who'd go there on vacation. Used to rave about it until he died there.
This game strikes me as being akin to something like No Man's Sky, but with way more emphasis on survival, so depending on who you are, you may love or hate that aspect of it. Subnautica also does a great job of keeping the story and progression moving nicely with consistent clear landmarks so that you're not poring over a giant map for hours just trying to figure out what to do, which is something that I think every other open world survival game should take note of. When you combine all that with some nice visuals and well-placed horror elements, it's hard to argue that Subnautica won't be a must-play for all of you survival junkies when its final retail copy hits the PS4 and Xbox One this month. Next up, we have Override Mech City Brawl, the video game equivalent of being 10 years old and getting way too hyped watching Saturday morning cartoons, and I mean that in the best possible way. Remember how the Power Rangers movie that came out last year was horrible because it was so focused on imitating the Transformers movies that it completely forgot what made Power Rangers fun in the first place? This game is kind of the exact opposite of that, but without the association to a pre-existing franchise. The dev team over at The Balance isn't trying to get us invested in an oversaturated, pseudo-realistic, self-serious world in which we really need to take all the crazy things that are happening super duper seriously, and now the military's getting involved because I guess we're supposed to think they're just as cool as giant robots punching each other. No. This team is very much in touch with why goofy late 90s Japanese mech stuff is so enjoyable. It's stupid, colorful, over-the-top, unpretentious fun, and I love it. This game is so in touch with what it wants to be that it literally lets you Voltron with your friends. Up to 4 players can control one singular mech and cause irrevocable collateral damage as you crush your equally giant enemies. And if that doesn't excite you, I don't want you in my life. Plus, the character Metageddon is straight up Mecha Groudon, which very much appeals to me as a Pokemon fan. Hire some American voice actors to dub over your action sequences when Override Mech City Brawl smashes its way onto the PS4 and Xbox One this month. Next, we've got Toki Retro Lector Edition, a full HD remake of the cult classic arcade shoot-'em-up. Now, this game was originally released in arcades in 1989, just as the world was first entering the 16-bit era of gaming, so arcade shoot-'em-ups were a dime a dozen even at that time. Nevertheless, Toki still garnered a lot of praise because of its interesting playstyle, given that Toki moves pretty slowly and typically dies in one hit, forcing the player to emphasize strategy and timing when attempting to complete it. Now, that same classic tale about a man being turned into an ape by an evil wizard, and no, I'm not making that up, is getting fully remade for the Nintendo Switch with sharp hand-drawn animations and fully orchestrated music tracks. The GameStop exclusive Retro Lector Edition, whose title just goes to show that you can really combine any two words and probably no one will stop you, comes with a physical copy of the game, an exclusive comic, a sticker sheet, and a mini wooden arcade cabinet that holds the Switch tablet. Goofy name aside, that's a fantastic collector's edition for hardcore Toki fans, especially at less than $50, so be sure to snag this one when it swings directly into the store's red slat walls this month. Last but not least, I'm sorry everyone, but Obram, is that a robot beach cop coming towards us right now?
Yes, and he looks very nervous.
All right, T-136, just be confident. Hey, you guys can't be broadcasting here. Can't you read the signs?
In point of fact, no, I can't.
Oh no. The time to start running is now.
Wait, what about the wait, what is he doing?
Don't think just because I'm a beach cop I won't use excessive force.
Wow, they really just come out and say it here, don't they?
Yeah, did you not just hear me tell you to run?
Alright, I guess I'm sprinting for this one. Finally, we got Smash Hit Plunder, I guess, which is a PlayStation VR game that fulfills everyone's deepest hidden desire to smash every breakable item in sight. You play as a mage who just inherited a castle from your family, which, okay, almost tripped. Seems rad, but you can't access all of it until you pay off the debt collector who's haunting the premises. Sounds pretty annoying, right? Almost as annoying as being chased by a robot beach cop.
Hey, it's also a crime to make fun of me.
This game also has 2-player co-op for every game mode, with one player using the headset and the other using the TV, which is really innovative and cool, and oh my god, I'm cramping. Oberon, please finish this for me.
There's also a 4-player party mode in which the TV players compete to get treasure faster than the VR headset player, which creates a unique dynamic and really pushes the envelope for the future virtual reality experiences. Please consider buying it.
Okay. Alright, I think we lost him. Good job, though. You whiffed the landing a bit, but otherwise you did great.
For what it's worth, I also think you did well.
But thank you, that's very nice of you to say.
It's a galactic federal offense to broadcast on this planet, so you guys are gonna be detained in an off-planet holding facility until exactly January 1st, 2019, at which point you will be free to resume whatever obligations you may have at that time.
Well, I guess you heard it here first. Until next time, I'll be in jail. GameStop TV will be back right after this.
Man, I can already hear the online comments about this, and they are not great.